The vector moon symbol in occultism, Satanism, and esoteric studies. Introduction. The moon has always been a profound symbol in human culture, influencing spiritual beliefs, mythology, and esoteric traditions. Across millennia, it has been linked to feminine energy, cycles of life and death, mysticism, hidden knowledge, and occult wisdom. In modern occultism and Satanism, the vector moon symbol represents not just lunar deities, but also secrecy, rebellion, and transformation. This documentary will explore its historical origins, deeper meanings in various traditions, and how it continues to influence contemporary esoteric practices. Chapter 1. The Moon in Ancient Occult Traditions. 1.1. The Moon in Prehistoric Worship. Long before written history, prehistoric humans observed the moon's cycles and associated it with the rhythms of nature, fertility, and timekeeping. Archaeological evidence suggests that early societies revered the moon as a deity. Prehistoric lunar worship evidence. Blombos Cave Engravings, South Africa, 75,000 BCE. Some of the oldest known carvings depicting lunar phases. Lascaux Cave Paintings, France, 17,000 BCE. Illustrations of crescent moons alongside animal imagery, possibly indicating early lunar rituals. Stonehenge, UK, 3000 BCE. Believed to be aligned with lunar and solar cycles for ritualistic purposes. 1.2. The Moon in Mesopotamian and Egyptian Cultures. Mesopotamian influence, the Sumerians, 4,500 to 1,900 BCE, worshipped the moon god Nana, later called Sin by the Akkadians and Babylonians. He was considered the source of wisdom and hidden knowledge. Babylonian astrology, one of the earliest astrological systems, linked the moon to intuition, emotions, and prophetic dreams. Egyptian influence, Khonsu, Egyptian moon god associated with timekeeping and protection. Isis, often linked to the crescent moon, representing motherhood, magic, and healing. 1.3. The moon in Greco-Roman and Norse mythology. Selene, Greek, Luna, Roman. The personification of the moon, often depicted as a chariot-driving goddess. Artemis, Greek, Diana, Roman. Lunar huntress and protector of women. Mani, Norse mythology, a male lunar deity guiding the moon across the sky, pursued by a wolf, representing cosmic cycles of destruction and rebirth. Chapter 2. The Moon in Occultism and Alchemy. 2.1. The Moon in Alchemical Symbolism. Alchemy, the mystical precursor to chemistry, placed great significance on the sun-moon duality. The moon represented silver, femininity, and the subconscious, while the sun symbolized gold, masculinity, and the conscious mind. Key alchemical concepts related to the moon. Conjunctio oppositorum, union of opposites. The fusion of sun and moon creates the philosopher's stone, symbolizing enlightenment. Lunar elixir, aqua vitae, a secret alchemical substance associated with rejuvenation and hidden wisdom. Monas hieroglyphica, John D. 1564. A mystical symbol incorporating the moon to represent divine unity and transformation. Chapter 3. The Moon in Occult Societies and Secret Orders. 3.1. Freemasonry and the Moon. Freemasonry, an esoteric organization with roots in ancient mystery schools, incorporates lunar symbolism in its rituals. The moon, sun, and all-seeing eye frequently appear in Masonic iconography. Lunar lodges. Certain Masonic lodges perform rituals exclusively during full moons, believing the moon enhances spiritual energy. Moon and the compass. The square and compass symbol often includes a crescent moon, representing wisdom and guidance. 3.2. The Moon in Thelema, Aleister Crowley's system. Thelema, founded by Aleister Crowley, 1875–1947, integrates the moon into its spiritual philosophy. The Moon Tarot Card, Book of Thoth, 1944, represents illusion, the subconscious, and hidden knowledge. Moonchild, novel by Crowley, 1929, explores occult lunar rituals meant to create a magical being infused with lunar energy. Chapter 4. The Moon in Satanism and Left-Hand Path. Traditions, 4.1. The moon as a symbol of rebellion in Satanism. Satanism, particularly LaVeyan Satanism, founded by Anton LaVey in 1966, embraces the moon's association with secrecy, individuality, and defying traditional religious dogma. Dark moon rituals, practiced by Satanists to connect with hidden aspects of the self and unleash personal power. Lilith and the Moon. Lilith, a rebellious figure in demonology, is often depicted with a crescent moon, symbolizing independence from divine authority. 4.2. The Order of Nine Angles, ONAAA, and the Moon. The ONA, founded in the 1960s in Britain, is a controversial satanic group emphasizing esoteric practices. Lunar meditations. ONA rituals often take place during moon phases to harness its occult energy. The Star Game, a complex ONA system mapping cosmic energies, where the moon represents hidden knowledge. Chapter 5. The Vector Moon Symbol in Modern Occultism and Esotericism, 5.1. The Crescent Moon in Symbolism. The crescent moon appears in many occult insignias, often representing initiation, secret wisdom, and transformation. Sigil of Baphomet. The Church of Satan's official symbol incorporates a pentagram and lunar imagery. Lilith's sigil, used in occult feminism and satanic circles to represent defiance and power. 5.2. Vector moon symbols in popular culture. Black metal and dark occultism. Many extreme metal bands incorporate vectorized moon imagery in album covers and stage performances. Modern pagan and Wiccan jewelry. The vectorized crescent moon is commonly seen in modern occult fashion. Vector moon symbolism in Christianity, Judaism, Islam, Hinduism, and Buddhism. The moon holds spiritual, symbolic, and religious significance across major world religions, each interpreting its role differently based on their sacred texts, traditions, and theological frameworks. Below is an exhaustive study of the moon's symbolism in Christianity, Judaism, Islam, Hinduism, and Buddhism, with a special focus on the vector moon, crescent symbol in each tradition. The moon in Christianity. 1.1 Biblical references to the moon. The moon is mentioned multiple times in the Bible, often as a celestial sign indicating divine order, prophecy, and even apocalyptic events. It is associated with God's creation, spiritual cycles, and, in some cases, warnings of judgment. Old Testament references. Genesis 1:16. God made two great lights, the greater light to govern the day, and the lesser light to govern the night. He also made the stars. The moon is the lesser light, symbolizing guidance, reflection, and obedience to God's will. Psalm 89:37. It shall be established forever like the moon, and as a faithful witness in the sky. The moon represents God's eternal covenant and divine faithfulness. New Testament references. Revelation 6:12. The sun turned black like sackcloth made of goat hair. The whole moon turned blood red. A reference to apocalyptic prophecy, where the moon signals the end times. Matthew 24:29. Immediately after the distress of those days, the sun will be darkened, and the moon will not give its light. The moon's disappearance signifies divine judgment. 1.2 Crescent moon symbolism in Christian art. In Christian iconography, the crescent moon frequently appears beneath the feet of the Virgin Mary, symbolizing her power over darkness and change. Revelation 12:1. A woman clothed with the sun, with the moon under her feet, and a crown of 12 stars on her head. This is often interpreted as Mary standing in triumph over time and change, with the moon as a symbol of the world's transient nature. Christian saints and the moon. Some saints, such as Saint Dominic and Saint Francis of Assisi, were associated with the moon due to their emphasis on humility and obedience. Tzedekah. The moon in Judaism 2:1, the moon in the Hebrew Bible, Tanakh. The moon plays a significant role in Jewish thought, influencing religious festivals and lunar-based calendars. Genesis 1:14. Let there be lights in the firmament of the heavens to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs, and for seasons, and for days and years. The moon is linked to divine order, prophecy, and sacred timekeeping. 2.2 Lunar influence on Jewish festivals. Rosh Chodesh, new moon celebration. The beginning of each Hebrew month is determined by the new moon. Rosh Chodesh is a minor holiday associated with renewal, femininity, and spiritual cleansing. Passover and Sukkot. These festivals occur on the full moon, symbolizing wholeness and divine fulfillment. Two point three Kabbalistic and mystical views on the moon. Jewish mysticism, Kabbalah, sees the moon as a representation of the Shekhinah, the divine feminine aspect of God. The Shekhinah and the moon. Just as the moon reflects the sun's light, the Shekhinah is the manifestation of God's presence on earth. The Zohar, 13th century Kabbalistic text, describes the moon as a spiritual vessel that receives divine wisdom. Third, the moon in Islam, 3.1, the crescent moon in Islamic symbolism. The crescent moon and star is one of the most recognized Islamic symbols today, though its origins are debated. Quran 10:5. It is He who made the sun a shining light, and the moon a derived light, and determined for it phases. The moon is a sign of divine guidance and celestial order. 3.2. The moon and the Islamic calendar. Islam follows a lunar calendar, meaning all major religious events are determined by the moon. Ramadan, fasting month, begins and ends with the sighting of the crescent moon. Eid celebrations. Both Eid al-Fitr and Eid al-Adha follow the lunar cycle. 3.3 Esoteric and Sufi interpretations of the moon. Sufi poetry and the moon. Sufi mystics often describe the moon as a metaphor for the divine lover, reflecting the eternal beauty of God. The moon in Hinduism 4.1 Chandra, the moon god. Hinduism personifies the moon as Chandra, Soma, a deity associated with calmness, fertility, and mind power. Chandra's symbolism. His crescent moon represents mental clarity and emotions. Soma, moon elixir, a sacred drink in Vedic rituals associated with immortality and spiritual awakening. 4.2 Lunar influence in Hindu astrology. Hindu astrology, Jyotisha, places great importance on the moon. Nakshatras, lunar mansions. The moon travels through 27 different constellations, each influencing human destiny. Mahadasha of Chandra, a planetary period in Vedic astrology that affects emotions and relationships. The moon in Buddhism. 5.1 The moon in Buddhist teachings. Buddhism often uses the moon as a symbol of enlightenment and detachment from worldly illusions. Buddha's birth, enlightenment, and death. All occurred on a full moon. The moon and Zen Buddhism. Zen stories describe the moon as a reflection of pure awareness beyond illusion. 5.2 Lunar influence in Buddhist festivals. Vesak, Buddha's birthday, celebrated on a full moon in May. Poya days, Sri Lanka Buddhism, observed during every full moon, marked by meditation and temple rituals. Conclusion. The moon's symbolism is deeply embedded in the spiritual, mystical, and theological frameworks of Christianity, Judaism, Islam, Hinduism, and Buddhism. In Christianity, the moon represents Mary's power, prophecy, and divine cycles. In Judaism, it signifies renewal, femininity, and the Shekhinah's presence. In Islam, the crescent moon is a symbol of divine guidance and sacred timekeeping. In Hinduism, the moon is a deity, Chandra, influencing emotions and astrology. In Buddhism, it represents detachment, enlightenment, and meditation. Across these traditions, the vector moon symbol, often depicted as a crescent, serves as a bridge between the divine and earthly existence, influencing religious calendars, esoteric teachings, and mystical traditions. The moon has been a profound and enduring symbol across various esoteric traditions, including occultism, alchemy, and certain interpretations of Satanism. Its rich tapestry of meanings encompasses themes of femininity, intuition, transformation, and the cyclical nature of existence. This comprehensive exploration delves into the moon's symbolism, drawing from renowned texts and authors to provide an extensive understanding suitable for a one-hour documentary. The moon in occultism. Occultism, a broad term encompassing various mystical, spiritual, and magical practices, often places significant emphasis on celestial bodies, with the moon holding a particularly esteemed position. A. Feminine principle and the triple goddess. In many occult traditions, the moon is intrinsically linked to the feminine principle, embodying qualities such as intuition, receptivity, and nurturing. This association is vividly portrayed in the concept of the triple goddess in neo-paganism, where the moon's phases correspond to three aspects of womanhood. Maiden, waxing moon, symbolizing youth, new beginnings, and potential. Mother, full moon, representing fertility, creation, and fulfillment. Crone, waning moon, denoting wisdom, endings, and transformation. This tripartite symbolism reflects the cyclical nature of life and is central to various neo-pagan and Wiccan practices. B. The moon and the subconscious. The moon's connection to the night and its gentle illumination of darkness have led to its association with the subconscious mind. Occult traditions often view the moon as a gateway to inner realms, dreams, and hidden aspects of the self. This perspective encourages practitioners to explore their inner worlds, confront shadows, and attain personal growth. C. Rituals and lunar cycles. Lunar cycles play a pivotal role in occult rituals and ceremonies. Each phase of the moon is believed to possess distinct energies. New moon, ideal for setting intentions and initiating new projects. Waxing moon, suitable for growth, attraction, and building. Full moon, a time of culmination, celebration, and heightened power. Waning moon, appropriate for release, banishing, and introspection. Aligning rituals with these phases is thought to enhance their effectiveness, synchronizing human activities with cosmic rhythms. The moon in alchemy, an esoteric tradition combining elements of chemistry, philosophy, and mysticism, assigns profound symbolism to the moon. A. Lunar correspondences. In alchemical symbolism, the moon is associated with metal, silver, representing purity and reflection. Element, water, symbolizing emotion and adaptability. Qualities: receptivity, passivity, and the feminine archetype, the alchemical marriage. A central motif in alchemy is the conjunctio, or the sacred marriage between opposing forces. The union of the sun, Sol, and the moon, Luna, symbolizes the merging of masculine and feminine energies, leading to the creation of the philosopher's stone, a metaphor for spiritual enlightenment and transformation. C. Phases of transformation. The moon's phases are also seen as allegories for the alchemical process. Nigredo, blackening, corresponding to the new moon, representing decay and the dissolution of impurities. Albedo, whitening, linked to the waxing moon, symbolizing purification and enlightenment. Citrinitas, yellowing, associated with the full moon, denoting spiritual awakening. Rubedo, reddening, paralleling the waning moon, indicating the completion of the great work and the attainment of perfection. These stages reflect the transformative journey of both matter and spirit. The moon in Satanism. Within certain interpretations of Satanism, the moon holds unique connotations, often diverging from traditional occult perspectives. A. Symbol of rebellion and individualism. The moon's association with darkness and the night aligns with Satanic themes of embracing the forbidden and challenging societal norms. It symbolizes the hidden, the mysterious, and the aspects of existence that lie beyond conventional morality. B. The Sigil of Baphomet. A prominent emblem in modern Satanism is the Sigil of Baphomet, which features a goat's head within an inverted pentagram. The origins of this symbol can be traced back to the 1897 book La Clef de la Magie Noire by French occultist Stanislas de Guaita. In this depiction, the inverted pentagram contains the goat's head, with 5 Hebrew letters at each point spelling Leviathan, the ancient serpent from biblical texts. The Church of Satan, founded in 1966 by Anton LaVey, adopted this symbol as its official insignia, describing it as the preeminent visual distillation of the iconoclastic philosophy of Satanism. The inverted pentagram, with the goat's head, represents carnality, earthly principles, and the rejection of traditional religious values. C. Ritualistic significance. In Satanic rituals, the moon, particularly the new moon, is often chosen for ceremonies that emphasize new beginnings, self-initiation, or the invocation of darker aspects of the psyche. The absence of lunar light during the new moon is seen as a canvas for projecting one's desires and intentions, free from external illumination or influence. The moon in various esoteric symbols. The moon's imagery permeates numerous esoteric symbols, each imbued with specific meanings and associations. A. Lilith Sigil. In Jewish mythology, Lilith is a figure often associated with the moon. She is considered a she-demon who was demonized for rebelling against God's word. The sigil of Lilith, depicting a crescent moon atop a cross with arms of equal length, symbolizes this. Modern-day followers and worshippers of the vector moon symbolism. The vector moon, crescent moon. Symbolism is still widely followed, revered, and incorporated into religious, esoteric, occult, and even political practices worldwide. Various groups, countries, and prominent figures embrace its meanings in different ways. Below is a breakdown of its modern followers, countries, famous personalities, and their connection to the crescent moon symbol. Countries that incorporate the crescent moon symbolism. Today, A. Islamic countries with the crescent moon in their flags. The crescent moon is the most widely recognized symbol of Islam, appearing in the national flags of several countries, symbolizing divine guidance, faith, and unity. Examples of countries with crescent moon in their flags. Turkey. The crescent moon and star date back to the Ottoman Empire, symbolizing power and spiritual authority. Pakistan represents progress and enlightenment in Islamic teachings. Algeria, crescent symbolizes Islam and the nation's struggle for independence. Malaysia, crescent signifies Islam as the official religion of the state. Tunisia, Libya, Mauritania, Maldives, Azerbaijan, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan all use the crescent moon as a national and religious emblem. These nations use the crescent moon as a political, religious, and cultural symbol, reinforcing its modern spiritual significance. Countries with occult, esoteric, or pagan lunar worship beyond Islam, the crescent moon plays an esoteric role in other cultures, often connected to occult societies, pagan practices, and alternative spirituality.